Hey everybody, this is Al from PC Tech Review 101, coming back to you in another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up your PC or laptop for gaming to get the most results possible. Now, I've been using this format for many years and it worked for me really well, and I want to share it with you. We're going to start from very beginning. Some of you guys may know some of these steps already, but I'm going to set up from beginning, as I use this format for when I do brand new builds, or restore old computers or old gaming hardware, so on and so forth. So you always want to start off from a fresh install of Windows. So as soon as you install Windows 10, shortly after, you will end up at this screen. And we're going to start from very beginning, how I like to set up my computer. Now, again, some of you may already know some of this, but for those of you who are really struggling to get the performance, especially when you check on YouTube and you see other people with similar hardware and they're getting like double the performance you are, and you're like, what's going on? I paid a lot of money for this. And a lot of the times, right out of the store, a brand new computer, and it's expensive too, modern, may not perform the way that you see it on YouTube. Well, I'm going to show you these things and explain you a little bit further. So once again, we started with a fresh install of Windows, and you will get to the screen, and these are a couple of things I like to do. Well, a lot of the times you might need to change the time zone because it comes in standard in one. In my area is Eastern, so right there we're all caught up with time. Then next, I like to just get rid of all the bloatware and extra junk. I'm going to get rid of the show people task. Then I'm going to unpin this, the mail, unpin this Microsoft Store. These are all the things you're not going to need. Also, I like to auto hide my taskbar here. So click that off and put this on. Close this, and now all of a sudden, as you could see, you get the full screen option. Next is, we're going to jump on the Microsoft Edge because that's what you start off with. And the first thing you want to do is get rid of this search engine here immediately. I like to use Firefox. So the first thing I'll do is go ahead and install fresh install of Firefox. So what we're doing, we are prepping up the computer for maximum performance. We don't want any additional programs on in the background. I'm going to show you further into that. And again, for those of you who are not familiar with a clean install of Windows, it's different from restoring your settings. There's a way to restore everything back to original settings, but that doesn't do much, and it will not make you increase your performance in gaming. So I always recommend do a fresh install of Windows, but that's really up to you. Okay, so we're done with that. So now I'm going to go ahead and continue and clean up my taskbar. I'm going to get rid of Microsoft Edge, never use it again, and I like to make it nice and clean. Go ahead and put that there, throw that in the garbage. This is what I'm using right now to screen record, so we'll keep that around. I'm going to throw this out too. Also, as I'm sure you know, as you're installing Windows 10, there'll be a part where they ask you for either a Wi-Fi code, or unless you're directly connected to Ethernet while you're installing. That way, by the time you get into Windows, most of your drivers will be loaded, and you'll be good to go pretty much. But the first thing they usually do is, in my case, I'm using an NVIDIA graphics card here. They're going to get you an old driver. Now check it out. I'm going to right click right here, and that's NVIDIA control panel. Very important place. We're going to take a look at that in a little while. Right here, there's the version 388.13. This is like a couple of years old. So the first thing, after all the steps I just showed you, you just want to go ahead, go on whatever search engine you use, and the first time they will ask you to put that as a default. Again, in my case, I like Firefox. You could use Chrome, whatever. Chrome and Firefox is good. And you go ahead, go to NVIDIA. This looks like it right here. And get your latest drivers. In my case, it's an older 9 series, which is not bad at all. A 970 still a pretty good card. Right here, Windows 10 64-bit. Start searching, and there you have it. You have the latest driver. So that could be like a reference time for you guys, as you could see there, right there. Go ahead, click on that, download that, and then you do a fresh install. So we'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and proceed with the installation. One thing I must mention, at least when it comes to me, I don't install the NVIDIA GeForce Experience. I take that part out when I do it. You could do that for yourself. It's up to you. There's like all these little things. They have these little extra things, but in my opinion, the best performance is without the GeForce Experience. But then again, that's just my opinion. That's really totally up to you. I like to keep everything clean and to the minimum and just get the raw power out of my graphics card when it comes to games. I'll show you what I mean right here. It should be ready right now. Come on. There you go. Taking a little while. It must be still updating some drivers, I bet. I just want to show you the options of how I install the driver, and then we'll continue the rest of the video. Okay, finally. Wow. So yeah, and I like to just use the NVIDIA graphics driver only and not this GeForce Experience, because I don't want the constant pushing updates and everything. I do things manually myself. That's really up to you. You go ahead and hit agree and continue. Go ahead, hit custom, hit next, and then here again, this option won't even work because we chose the different route. But everything else we install, and when we install this thing, I like to do perform clean installation and hit next. And then we'll come back after we install the driver and begin the next phase of optimizing the computer. Okay, now we're back after installing the newest driver. As you could see, I'm going to show you really quick. There it is. It's all ready. We'll come back to the screen again in a little while. And now we're going to begin and just really optimize the computer for the best performance. Click on the file folder and highlight this PC, hit properties, and then go ahead, advanced systems. We're just going to do one thing here. Go on the advanced tab, hit settings, and adjust for best performance. That'll take out all these extra stuff. I just like to use these two options here: show thumbnails instead of icons, and shadow window contents while dragging. Apply. Okay. Okay. Go ahead and exit. Okay, next we're gonna go right over here and type in privacy. And this is a big one here. Pay attention, everybody. Privacy settings. This is where I go all out and just literally almost just about every option I turn off. If you know, it's up to you what you want to do, but I turn everything off straight down the line. Off, 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 speech. Then we got off. In my case, in your case, you might have more items turned on. I just turn everything off. Hit never here. Activity history. That you don't want anything extra running in the background, or especially people watching what you're doing. Slows you down. When it comes to camera and microphone, we do keep it on. Just this setting here, and turn the rest of these off. What happens is if you turn everything completely off, then when you plug in your microphone or camera, the computer won't pick it up. Okay, so the rest is very simple. We just turn every single thing off. No account info, no contact info. Calendar, who needs that? What is that? How you want apps to access your calendar? That's crazy. Remember, we're building this bad boy for gaming. Gaming, streaming, video editing, whatever, all the good stuff. Allow apps to access your email. No way. No way, none of these. Look at that. Just even if you just read it, you'll see like why do I even have this? Why would I have it? Other devices, no. Now check this one out. Background apps. Wowzers. Look at all that junk. Okay, we turn it off. Nice and clean. We're almost done. Done. Pictures, no. Videos, no. Files, no. No access to my files or pictures. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn that off right there. We're almost done. Then we right click the start menu here, hit run, and type in here msconfig, just like that. msconfig. Hit OK. Then you'll get this system configuration. Hit startup. Hit open task manager. Now some of the look at that, Spotify snuck in. Unbelievable. Disabled. I don't know how this snuck in here. I guess I was. Oh, I think I have an idea, but yeah. So some of you guys who didn't install this from scratch, you probably have tons of stuff here running in here, and in the status will be all enabled, and your startup impact is probably like wow. So we just have the best possible option for this startup here. I am using just a regular SSD, not an M.2. It starts up pretty good, but this is just another place to check out all the stuff you have on startup, which really slows down the performance and of the computer and the startup. We'll go ahead and exit out of there. One last thing here, we hit boot. I like to just put 3, which is you can't put 1, so 3 is the lowest, as you see that, right? So you hit apply, okay. You could go maybe restart and come back, but we're not going to restart the computer because we'll take care of that at the very end. You could do that later on. I just want to show you everything in one shot. So go ahead, exit without start. Okay, next we jump back to your web browser, whatever you're using, and go ahead and type in WinRAR. A must-have to unzip files, and usually it's this one here. Just make sure the screens look the same. I'm not going to go for beta version, just go for the 5.7. It's good. In my case, it's the English version. Of course, it's going to be 64-bit. Who has 32-bit? This will allow us to unpack files in the future, and we're also going to install MSI Afterburner. Very important. And you're done right there. Go ahead, exit out of that. And the very important tool, MSI Afterburner. This will also show you how to download it. We'll go all the way down. Wait till it loads up. Okay, there it is. Look at all these. Look at that. These are all new. We're going to just go for the first one. No beta, no nothing. Just the regular one. And here we go. Double click on that. Unzip. Yes. Okay. Next. Accept. Next. I like to just either minimize or exit stuff out. That way it doesn't get in your way. That way you could just focus on one screen. We'll go ahead. Next. Yes, you install it on whatever drive. I mean, this is a very small file, so you would put this on your fastest possible drive. Okay. Next. 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 Okay, then we successfully installed MSI Afterburner with the River Tuner. I'm not going to go in there just yet. I'm going to finish that. Okay. So real quick, we're going to do the setup here in the NVIDIA control panel for the best performance. We're going to go ahead and hit Manage 3D Settings. And this is the settings I always use. Just follow me. I turn the gamma correction off. Go ahead and hit DSR factor on with all the scaling resolutions. That way, if you have a powerful enough graphics card, you could run higher resolution on your 1080p monitor. Okay, then when it comes to power management, perform maximum. Shaded cache off. Texture quality, high performance, and that's it for that. Hit apply. We're done in that section. Go ahead, close that. Okay, now we go to MSI Afterburner. Just gonna show you how I set it up really quick, very simple. Hit the wheel here, on-screen display, just a toggle switch. I like to hit toggle on-screen display. I like to do Shift F2, apply and off. That'll allow you to hit that to toggle all the numbers on the screen if you don't want to see it or you want to jump back into it to see your stats while playing the game. That's what it does. Next, we'll do the settings here. Go to monitoring. Very easy. You see it's checked over here. You hit GPU temperature. I like to do the core clock, on-screen display, memory clock on. Then we got the CPU temperature, just the one general one. Then we do again CPU clock, one general one, RAM usage, and of course the big one here, frame rate. That has to be activated beforehand. You see check mark on, and then you go ahead and hit show on-screen display. You hit apply, okay. Now, in order for this to run in the game, you have to minimize it. Don't exit out. Minimize it like that. Of course, they're gonna always stick you with updates. No updates. Now, the first thing you're always gonna do is go here for the first time and just make your numbers as big as you can. That really up to you. Or small. Of course, if you're gonna play for yourself or you want to show off your stats when you record, then you make them big. I like the big. Again, you minimize that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's it. Your computer is ready from start to end, from clean install. Now you jump into that game and you're going to get the maximum performance. Other thing to consider here, I'm going to show you when you hit this bar. You're going to have a lot of things running in the background. Like right here, I have this. I don't know why, but I'm going to go ahead and close that. So I'm just going to give you just an idea here. Let's say you have Fortnite, which is totally separate. After you install it, the way it works is every time you turn your computer on, it's always going to run in the background. Or then you want to go into Steam games. So what happens is you have all these things running in the background, and you don't want that. So you know, let's say you're going to just play Fortnite. I would just highlight it and right-click it and exit Steam, so you're not having multiple applications running in the background. Just keep this clean. You're going to have, of course, this is your FPS count. That's your MSI Afterburner. And whatever, Bluetooth and things that doesn't affect anything. In my case, I'm just using the recorder here. Otherwise, if I'm playing a game, this won't even be here. So this box is going to be as empty as possible. That way you're not slowing down any performance. And that's pretty much it. If this video was helpful, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave any comments or questions down below. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day.